So I was recently doing some shopping in the App Store, looking for a new app to play around with, and came across this palm reading app called Palmist. Now, while I have never had a professional palm reading, I thought that this app might be interesting to see what an AI generator can provide as far as insight into my past and future life. Now, this app can feel very overwhelming for some people because it is what I found to be extremely accurate, giving you different qualities about yourself and insight into life events such as children, partners, and even those moments where you feel like everything is falling apart at the seams just before it comes back together. It was definitely extremely fascinating to read all about these things and see them sync up to my past as far as times where I have had major life events or have moved or traveled. Some of the information that the app was able to generate for me even became a little bit overwhelming to handle, but definitely worth the while. There is a subscription required to continue using this service, but as of the date of this recording, they were offering a free trial for 3 days, so that's pretty much what I started with. Not only does the app give you insight into the future, but also gives you some tips on how to make the most out of your present day activities. There was so much that this app can teach you, and there was definitely a lot of deep dive digging to do. One of the things that I found that was really cool, in addition to a lot of the data that they gave you, was that they also give you an opportunity to connect with other like-minded people on this app that you have things in common with. I thought this was definitely an interesting way to start building a network of people who have things in common with you and are headed the same direction that you're trying to go, even though I did not get a chance to use this feature on the app. But let's get into the features that I did get to use, which is pretty much the basics of figuring out the parameters of your hands. The app starts off with giving you a very basic reading regarding your relationships and profession based off of an initial quick scan of your hand. After reviewing the accuracy of the information regarding my relationships on Palmist, I had to check out the information around my profession as well. I was so impressed with the accuracy of some of this, including the events in the past where it mentioned things that have already occurred so accurately. It was a little eerie. While this app does provide a lot of good information about potential directions in which you can go in this life, I guess it's important to note that all of this really falls in your own hands. One of the things that I thought was particularly interesting was that not only does Palmist provide you with your expected palm reading and dates of events that you may want to look out for in the upcoming days, but also with biorhythms for the current day, so that way you can keep track of your mental and physical activity and keep sure that you are following the path that you want to be on to find the success that you're looking for in this life. I found a lot of this information in the initial reading to be very accurate, so I was excited to do the deep dive and have them do additional scanning of the lines and indentations in my hand. This part of the app takes about 10 to 20 minutes depending on how easily your camera can get a good scan of all your lifelines, emotional lines, and anything else that the app really needs to give you the deep dive information that you're looking for. And yes, this does include scanning your fingerprints, so if you have a weird caveat about that, I would probably skip palm reading on a whole. But if you are fascinated by the things that your skin can tell you, I would just give it a go. It's so worth it to find out this information, even if it's just for your own personal amusement. You will have to scan both your left and right hands, and then each finger individually. It's recommended that you do this with good lighting and on a dark or white background, whatever is clear and decluttered, so it's as easy as possible for the camera to do its thing. If you're confused on how to do any of this or what lines you're looking for on your hands, there are examples within the app that can show you, so you make sure that you're getting the most accurate reading possible. Once you're all done scanning and uploading all your information into the app, it's going to take a few minutes to process, save, and read the lines, so that way you can find out everything you ever wanted to know and more. Believe me, this is going to give you a whole wealth of overwhelming information, so take your time with processing it and reading it, but believe me, it's worth it. This was the part of the app that really got super fascinating to me, because you can pull apart each line from your creativity line to your marriage line to whatever you would want to know on each hand and see all the events and possible outcomes that you could have all within the palm of your hand. Right now, we're looking at a gap, which is a financial crisis, and believe it or not, these dates that it mentions, and even the breakdown of the months and the events probable, was so accurate when I looked back during that time frame in my life and could pinpoint the exact moment that it was talking about as if it was already written. And don't forget to check out the information that you can find literally at the tips of your fingers by allowing the app to read the lines and markings on your fingerprints. It's so fascinating, and you'll find a lot of this information extremely accurate. And while a lot of it may be things that you already know about yourself, sometimes it's helpful to have something like this to give you the extra confidence you need to go forward. Once you've finished reading everything that you could ever want to know about the palm of your hand, there's definitely another part of this app you're going to want to check out that reads not only your personality type, but your psychosocial activity as well, and your biometrics, so you can find lots of in-depth day-to-day information to keep you going and on the up and up. Your biorhythms are so important to keep track of, so this app is a good way to keep it all in one place if that's something that you're looking to do. And not only can you get a day-to-day reading on these, but you can get information for up to a year out at a time, which is definitely interesting as far as future forecasting goes. I found this chart to be one of the most interesting parts of the app, which included a full life expectancy outlook and significant probable events that may happen during each of those significant years. It took me a minute to get a chance to go through a lot of them, but I found it so fascinating to look back through the past ones and see the accuracy with which events have already happened. Now, while this app can be a great predictor of the events that you could have in your life and the directions in which things are going, it's important to remember that everything you do is always literally in the palm of your own hands, and you are still in control of whether you go left or right in this life. So remember to make good, healthy decisions and stay on top of your personal growth and reflection so that way you can be in control of the changes you'd like to see in this life. You can't change the things that you've already been through, but you do have control over where you can go from here. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope that you found some of this information helpful. Leave a comment below to let me know that you stopped by, and tell me if you have tried or would try, or even if you wouldn't try, palm reading on an app. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.